how I went from this to this, I started eating more food, I started paying attention to my body weight every single week, and I trained my ass off. And this is something a lot of people aren't gonna tell you about weight loss and just like losing weight in general is, yeah, a calorie deficit's how you lose weight. Yeah, doing some more activities can make you burn more calories, but how do you actually get good results? How do you pack on muscle while losing weight? And it really comes down to a body recomposition. And a lot of people like to overcomplicate things. A lot of people like to throw in this, fancy lingo and, fast and cut out your carbs and do a certain amount of steps. It's all noise, really. And what it comes down to is making sure that you can push yourself hard, you can recover properly, and you're losing anywhere from 1 to 2 pounds per week. That is really the sauce, right? And a lot of people don't understand that. It's like, hey, yes, you can see the scale move quickly if you want. You can be in a really steep calorie deficit, but you won't get the results that you're looking for because you're not training hard. You're training, I don't want to call out anybody, but you're training not hard, right? And that's how you get good gains. Training is the priority, and especially in a context where you're trying to build muscle, right? That is all that matters. And if your nutrition is so low, like you're eating to like you're starving, yes, you're going to lose fat, but you're going to look anorexic. You're going to look like people who are like on GLP-1 or Ozempic because those people don't really weight train. They don't really eat their protein. And that is foundational in a recomposition context. So I'll give you 3 steps of exactly how to recomp your body, starting with step 1. Step 1 is making sure that you have a calorie range that is in a slight calorie deficit. So anywhere from 300 to 500 calorie deficit. And think what you're going to do is weigh yourself every morning, track your calories every single day, and then average those values every single week. If your body weight is moving roughly about a pound, assume you're in a 500 calorie deficit. Now, what you have to do inside of this is the macronutrient split. So consume about 1 gram per pound of lean body mass, or your goal of lean body mass. So if you're 300 pounds, think about anywhere from like 170 to 220 grams would be like an ideal range. Then 20 to 30% of your daily calorie goal coming from fat. And then you fill the rest up with your carbs. And really, it is that simple just to start off with. Once you have that established, then you move into the training side of things. So for step 2, what you're going to want to do is block out your training anywhere from like 8 to 16 weeks at a time, having a priority with something. So maybe you want to work on your bench press for 8 weeks. Okay, you do an 8-week bench press block. And then what you're actually going to do specifically is towards the end of the block, you're going to slowly ramp up your calories because you want to squeeze out everything you can out of that training block. And then at the end of it, you're gonna have a deload, and then you're gonna go into a new training block, and you kind of rinse and repeat that process. Yes, calories will come down naturally, but if you are having really bad training performance, you're having really bad recovery, you may need to up your calories a little bit because, hey, you can always lose weight. And comparatively speaking, the process between like fat loss and muscle gain, it differs in the rate of it. So think like fat loss, you can lose fat fairly quickly compared to gaining muscle. The process of gaining muscle, relatively speaking, is quite harder. So you need to make that a priority because that's a lot harder to do. And that's what I'm saying here is like, okay, periodization with your actual training, having a good correlation between your caloric intake and your training. So as training ramps up, your caloric intake kind of ramps up a little bit to match those energy demands and squeeze out everything you can get. And the third thing here is actually staying the course to see the difference. Sometimes you'll see the scale like not move maybe like 3 weeks, right? Maybe it'd be like a month. But if you know what you're consuming, if your tracking is on, man, around the 3-week mark, all you maybe need is just like a little bit extra cardio, maybe a little bit of movement, and trust me, the scale will start heading in the right direction, especially because you're in a calorie deficit. It's not like you're some medical mystery and you can't lose weight. And the chance that you are consuming the right amount of calories in a deficit and you're not losing weight, it could be like a thyroid issue, but the chance that that's actually the issue is like that. It's 0.001. And I thought I'd just make this video to make it really plain and simple, like how to actually get good gains in the gym, because there's a lot of information out there. So hopefully those 3 steps help. If you guys would like more tips, tricks, fitness advice, and then also watch people on their journey lose weight, hit subscribe. I truly appreciate it. And I'm here just to help people. I was someone who was 300 pounds. I was someone who went through the process of thinking weight loss was impossible, right? And I want to let you know it's not like that. It's quite literally just paying attention to the smaller details and sometimes doing the things that you don't like to do. Like for me, I didn't like doing cardio, and I have a cardio bike back there and I do it every single day. So it just comes down to, being a little bit uncomfortable in the small areas of life maybe, and then that's how you get big change over time. Yeah, so I will catch you guys next time. Take care.